We are again, folks. Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. I want to speak to you today about friendship. Even though I'm talking about a guy named Babe Ruth, I would talk about another guy, a president that we had, Mr. Johnson, when Watergate took place. He had a friend that stuck close to him, close as a brother. In spite of all the facts, all the things that had come against him, his friend, his great friend, was still his great friend. Hey, we cannot let disheartened things ruin our friendship. We cannot, as much as we could get booed in this world for something we've done, we should be able to have a friend somewhere. I have a friend in this world who would, no matter what happened to me, no matter what happened to me, had I fell out of the saddle today, backslid into alcohol and cursing, swearing, stealing, cheating, and everything else, I've got a couple friends that would be my friends. They would counsel me. They would come, and they would talk with me, and they would probably harangue me good, but they would still be my friends. And I would be their friends. In spite of whatever, it wouldn't matter what it was that happened to them, I would still be their friends. Listen to me. In the flesh, that is this flesh that we live in, this flesh is not saved. This soul and this spirit is saved, but this flesh is still carnal, still weak, still sold under carnality. We have to fight it daily. We have to fight to get up in the morning sometime. The Lord has me get up many days at 3 o'clock in the morning, get on this computer and talk and preach and teach. And yet there are mornings that the Lord comes and visits me and I don't shake myself out. And it causes me grief during the day because I think about, well, I didn't perform today. I didn't do at God's timing. We can't sit down just anytime we feel like it and God come on the scene like he does at times when he calls us. There are times that he calls us more than others. Now back to Babe Ruth. Let's go over the little story. 1998. I suppose you all baseball fans remember that. In 1998, one of the greatest baseball memorials there ever was, Babe Ruth. He faced Mike McGuire and Sammy Sosa. Two other greats. Oh my goodness. Mike McGuire and Sammy Sosa. Wow. Remind us of that other time when fans packed stadiums. They packed stadiums just to view these guys, to glimpse at a hero who played for the other side. Man, as the Babe grew older, he continued to play. For he earned no riches. He didn't earn riches. He didn't earn a lot of riches. You know, back in those days when the Babe was playing, before baseball got so commercialized and everything, this man didn't get a lot of riches. He didn't get a lot of things. And this man writing about him says that he did not. He was not packed up with all of that stuff and all of the stadium glamours and all of the things. But as he grew older, the commercial contracts began to wane away. Rather than his friends saying, look, Babe, play for us one more year and we'll give you a good retirement and make sure that your family's secure and everything. No, they were worried about the bottom line. So they swapped him off here and they hung him up. And this is what they did. They finally, the Yankees traded him off to the Boston Braves. The team that he had brought through great troubles, great trials. The team that he had made be something. He was right by himself, one that brought them through. And yet, hey, Don't put your faith in this world, my friend. If you should happen to be a corporate person and you're listening to PH Tidbits, listen to Brother Peter. Your cooperation and cooperativity in a corporate program, as long as it's reaching peak heights, you're going to get a pat on the back and they're going to be proud with you. The day that you sign a contract that flops, or that you have something horrendously difficult happens in your cooperative program and they point the finger at you, you will be traded off. If not just completely abandoned and say, hey, we're going to do away with everything that we ever promised you. So don't put your hopes in this world. Anyway, let's listen to his final year here. He had one nightmare game. He struck out several times. You know, that wasn't like him. He had it all going his way. But he struck out several times. Made several errors. A floppy day. A bad day. A day the wind was blowing adversely to his nature and to his being and to the type of man he was. And in one inning, he allowed 5 unearned runs to score. One inning. Allowed 5 unearned runs to score. Wow. If you ever was feeling down and out, Babe Ruth was feeling down and out. He was at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the soul and the forlornness that he had. Had not what happened at the end of the game happened, that may have been his last day on earth. Do you know a man can get so forlorn that he will just say, I need to be just done away with. I mean, I've had it, I'm gone, I'm a has-been. Listen to this. The fans, watch out for the fans. Watch out for the fans. I'm here to tell you, watch out for the fans. Fan doesn't mean friend. Friend and fan are two different things. The fans began to boo. Hang it up. They were hollering, hang it up, babe. You done for. You all done. And they shouted, you're a has-been. You're a has-been. Do you not think that he felt like a has-been? Wow. And when the horrible inning finally ended, Babe Ruth, he stumbled and toward the dugout, hanging his head low, not doing like most do, go out waving their glove, and many a time he had gone out with the fans standing up, saying, hurrah, hurrah. But now, no, they're haranguing him. Listen to this one. Suddenly, a young boy, some of you that are listening to this may have been there and saw this. This young boy jumped over the rail, and with tears streaming down his cheeks, he ran over to the great athlete, flung his arms around his leg, and Babe reached down, scooped him up in his arms. Instantly, the crowd hushed, and in awe silence watched as Babe and the boy made their way to the dugout. Hey, a friend, a little friend, a little friend. Hey, this little fella knew that embarrassment that he was taking on. He knew the weight. He could feel, as young as he was, he could feel the weight of that man. And he said, I'm going to share in that weight. I'm going to help him along. And jumped over the banister and grabbed him by the leg. Hey, have you ever been where you needed a friend to just come along and grab you and say, hey, no matter what, I'm your friend. So listen to this. And then sometimes the world can be suddenly cruel. You and I live in a cruel world, my friend. Hey, if you are not basing your life on Jesus Christ and God and what He can do for you and the friend that He is and how He will come and how He will woo you, how He will help you in your time of trouble, you are headed for crisis. You remember David in the Bible? David had talked with Saul. And Saul had become upset at David because David was getting some glory that Saul thought that he ought to have. Saul thought he ought to have it. David went and talked to him. There was an immediate bond of love between David and Jonathan, Saul's son. And they became the best of friends. And if you will remember, Jonathan offered David his priestly robe, his kingly robe, offered him his kingly signet, offered him his kingly position, said, I will step down and you step in and be the king. Little did Jonathan know and did not know that David had been anointed to be the king. But Jonathan loved David so much. A friend is always a friend. You know, relatives are born and they're not always friends. Brothers and sisters are born and they're not always friends. Even in your own family, it's possible to have family that are not really friends. I remember, just in my personal life, my brother saying to me one time after I got saved, brother, he said, remember, I was raised up with you. I know you. I know the heathen you are. I know the liar and the thief and the drunkard you are. I know who you are. And you come over here preaching the Bible to me? Get out of here. Because familiarity breeds contempt. Be careful that you don't have contempt for a person who could be your friend. Before my brother died, he was my friend. Two are better than one. In Ecclesiastes 4, 9, and 10. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up the other, or his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath no one to lift him up. Wow. Do you walk alone in this world? Do you walk alone in this corporate world? Do you walk alone in the baseball world? This is horrendously tough to receive, my friends. But many a pitcher, many a star baseball player, when he walks out of the stadium and all of the hurrahs and the haze and everything is gone, and he is by himself, he is a miserable person. Some turn to alcohol. Some turn to drudgery. Some turn to just having a serious problem within. Great love has no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friend. John 15:13. That a man would lay down his life for his friend. Jesus said, I no longer call you my servant, but I now call you my friend. John 15:15. Wow. Because a master doesn't confide in his servant. Now you are my friend, since I have told you everything that my Father told me. Jesus said he wrote everything down in this book for you and me. And he has become our friend through what he has wrote down. When you have a problem, come to Jesus. He will take care of your problem. This is Brother Peter, and my time's come and gone. If you've never asked Jesus to forgive you of your sin, come in your heart and save your soul, you need to do that. Say, Jesus, I am a sinner. Forgive me of my sin, commit my heart, and save my soul. We'll see you next time.